Hey, what's going on to you Leos out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. So look, you Leos have the Star card, the Six of Pentacles, and you Leos have the King of Pentacles, right? King of the Jungle, or the Serengeti, King of the Zodiac sign. So for you, or Queen of the Zodiac sign. So for you Leos, the Star card, the Six of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles represents someone is out there hoping for somebody like you to come along. They're most definitely looking for someone like you, Leos, because they see you, Leos, as a very good example for the quality of the type of people that they want, right? They don't really see other people or too many other people doing what a lot of you Leos do. When you Leos like somebody, y'all give. I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all can most definitely give. Y'all give a lot. And that kind of generosity, that ability to give without like wanting, you know what I'm saying? Like other than friendship, other than getting to know the person, other than having them give you a chance, is very much so rare. It's not so rare to the point where it doesn't happen, but it's rare enough to where it is worth appreciating. And the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Wands is about how the only problem though is that a lot of other people are looking up. And what I mean when I say looking up, I'm talking about socially, right? Money, finances, the kind of car you pulling up in, and all that other type of nonsense. So it can get it's real played out right now. It's very played out at how so many people, like I said before, they play this game and act like everything is about finances, how many people you can get jealous with your wealth, not trying to be working class, whatever that means, and all that stuff. And it's like what a lot of those people don't seem to understand is that some people don't want to be a boss. Some people don't want to run an industry. Some people don't. Some people want to be quiet, work a job, get their pension, get their union rights and all of that, and privileges, and then go about their business and live their life. Some people don't want all of that. So now when you have out here so many people playing that game of, oh, well, a person who's going to be the average worker, again, I got to put these in air quotes, doesn't deserve love, it just makes things really convoluted. And the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles, what does this have to do with anything? Well, this is what I was talking about. The last Leo reading that I did, remember how I was talking about you Leos had essentially got the Six of Cups, right? The person now wants to get your attention, but this is the terrible mistake that your ex made with you, and at the terrible mistake that very delusional and stupid people will continue to make. Not just with you, of course with you, right? Some of them, but I'm saying in a general sense, they will make this mistake in general because they have this ideology that more money, right, the better the person is, right? Like society is supposed to go in this direction of the more money you have is the more upright, the more integral you are. And it's because people want to conduct business with you. And that's not necessarily always the case. A lot of people who are higher ups and who are rich individuals, they got all kind of deviancies about them. You be hearing all types of wild parties that they in. So it's like just because these people have finances doesn't necessarily mean that they're better people. It just means that they're in a better position. But they, you know what I mean? They were in a better position, and because of nepotism, the people that they know that have a soft spot for them, they got to that particular situation. But then again, too, rich people are just doing the same thing that you're supposed to be doing. Because what a lot of people down here in the trenches, right? The average everyday individual, myself included, what most people don't necessarily understand is that how you get rich in the first place. A lot of people are looking at personal finances, right? Like financial trinkets and stuff like this, or like the amount of cash you have in your pocket and everything like that. on your bank account. But what they don't seem to understand is riches have way more to do with the connections that you have built. The money is not is a way to build a bridge that creates peace between yourself and another person, so that the two of you can build that relationship. This is why it is that they say that nobody is an island unto themselves, meaning that this is why it is that when people say you burn the bridge, it's a metaphor. It's saying that you have essentially destroyed the trust between, or ruined it between you and somebody else. So you have essentially gotten rid of that trust that the two of you are building, that you were supposed to be building that relationship. Now, what does this have to do with anything? What this has to do with it is, a lot of people are not going to be able to actually show you, Leos, how much they actually like you, because their pride is in the way. And when I say pride, I'm, no pun intended, I'm talking about the false sense of pride, in the sense that they're trying to act like they're proud, and they're too proud to do this, and they got their nose up at you, right? And they're getting delusional with it. But the thing about you Leos is that you Leos can see things more from a realistic perspective. And I will even say, the way that a lot of you Leos are starting to look at relationships now, you almost starting to look at relationships like a Scorpio, a Virgo, a Virgo, and Aries, right? Because you're starting to understand that, hey, when it comes to actually getting to know somebody, there's a lot of judgments. There's a lot of misconceptions, pre-misconceptions, right? Like people don't even know you, and they're making crazy, one-sided, lopsided assumptions about who you Leos are, the value that you bring to the table. And once again, value is determined by how much you produce versus what you take. This is why I tell y'all that a person who brings value to the table will never gain what they produce, because that's how you measure value and productivity. Are you creating something that's useful, something that other people can use, raising the quality of not only your life but other people's lives as well, versus what it is that you actually get? So a person who is truly valuable will never attain all of these things that they want. What you produce and the value that you bring greatly outweighs what it is that you're asking for. People wouldn't be able to do it. They would not be able to pay your weight in gold, so to speak. They wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm saying all that to say that that's one thing that a lot of you Leos have to essentially wrap your mind around. It's the understanding that a lot of people are confused, wishy-washy, reaction-seeking, emotionally illiterate, right? You got these individuals, these people who are exes, who could have taken advantage of the fact that you Leos were talking to them. They had you, but they decided that they didn't want to have anything to do with you because the game was more interesting to them. They wanted to get your attention based upon usury, based upon getting you distracted with something, so that they can treat you however they want to treat you. But now that you Leos are not in their life, they're really feeling the effects of it, says the Seven of Pentacles. They're really feeling the effects of it, because they're not going to get good treatment the way that a lot of you Leos have shown this person that you had really liked, by the way, but they just couldn't stop. They just couldn't stop being a jerk. I'm making sure this thing is on. But they just couldn't stop themselves from really being a jerk. And then the thing is that the Ace of Pentacles is about how, and so this has essentially inspired you Leos, since you don't have these distractions in your way. You have severed all kind of connections with this person that could have been something special with you, but was wasting your time. The Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Wands just represents, now you Leos have all the time and the opportunity in the room to benefit. Because this is what happens, and this is something that you Leos are learning. This is what happens when you mind your business. This is what happens when you don't have people in your life to kind of pull your clothes, and you're trying to run, and here you have all this friction, right? They're trying to pull your clothes and hold you back and get out in front of you and be a counter force, trying to wrestle you and stuff like this. This is what happens when you don't have those type of people around you anymore that's doing that. Now it's just your weight. So now you can fly stronger than ever because you had weights holding you back. All it did was make you stronger and make you more experienced. See, I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. This is why you get the Ace of Swords. What you want is experience, and you want the wisdom, you want the knowledge, but you don't want the emotional baggage to come along with it. Where a lot of people end up getting messed up at is they don't learn. They don't gain the wisdom. They don't gain the knowledge. They don't learn, because when you ask them, what did you learn? They can't tell you what they, you know what I mean? They can't tell you what it is that they've learned. And on top of that, they've got the baggage to go along with it. What you Leos got is the opposite of that. You got the experiences, but you're learning how to heal from the baggage to where you don't have to be super guarded, disrespectful, start treating people the way that those people treated you. Now you spreading it. No, you Leos know how to deal with the trauma to where it's again, it's like a weight off your shoulder. It's a chip off your shoulder. So let's clarify the Three of Wands. Emperor, Ace of Cups, Knight of Swords, okay? Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, okay? The Emperor and the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Swords really does represent a lot of leverage that you Leos have. Talking to other people, getting to know other people, but the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Wands. You've got you Leos, you're doing the right thing, because what a lot of you Leos are doing is, a lot of you Leos are like, you're actually dating the correct way. Showing up, getting to know the person, and you're really, the other person, the other people that you're meeting really are put in a position where you Leos know how to socialize, but one thing you're realizing is other people don't know how to socialize. In other words, some of them are flaking. Some of them are giving you an issue, and you Leos are standing your ground like, yo, if they're going to act like this, you're not going to go out with them. You know? And again, the Queen of Swords represents holding grudges, right? Sometimes it can represent holding grudges, the need to not be played so much to the point where it ends up making the person very disrespectful, and they're the ones that's the perpetrator because they're so worried about getting played themselves. And the Seven of Wands represents to the point where other people are playing themselves, and you Leos are just remaining quiet about it because, you know, it's been, you know, it's like, you know, the time that I've taken somebody out and, you know, they were so busy counting my pockets or whatever the case may be, right? To the point where they ended up not even getting an MTA card, right, for the train to go back home, and they live in a different borough, right? I live in Manhattan. They lived in, I'm not even gonna say their name, of course, but they lived in Brooklyn. There's 5 boroughs in New York City, or that make up New York City. And like, the person was so busy counting my pockets, I would have sent the person home with like literally 20, 25 dumplings, 2 sodas, not sodas, 2 juices that they wanted, good Snapple juices. And I knew the owners of the restaurant. It started out as a small Chinese restaurant, and then it became an up-to-date fancy Chinese restaurant. These people worked their butt off to make it high-tech and up-to-date and modernized, right? And now it started off as a few people. It started off as a few people going there, and now the place is so packed still to this day, even through the pandemic, to the point where you know what I'm saying, like, if you know what I'm saying, like, you could barely, like, you just got to get your stuff and leave because you barely got places to sit. Like, it's literally that jumping now. I blessed the place, you know. So now it's like, so now the person's so busy counting my pockets to the point where I ended up having to dub the person because I'm like, you so busy trying to create problems for no reason and stuff. And this and you Leos are in the same boat. You just gotta, honestly speaking, you really can't get too mad about that, you know, because when it happened to me, Leo, I was upset because I was like, yo, like, what is going on? Like, what's up with this person? Like, why is it that so many of the people that I'm trying to legitimately get to know and date and take seriously, they just can't stop themselves from acting like jerks? Like, what is going on? Is it something in the water? And if it is, how come I'm not getting affected by it? And I would get upset because I couldn't understand what exactly was going on. And the thing is that, to be real with you, Leos, honestly, you can't get upset about that because it doesn't even have anything to do with you. It's the fact that you got a lot of other people out here who are dating incorrectly. They're so caught up with this classist, elitist delusion of grandeur. You got a lot of people who could barely pay their phone bill, no cap, barely pay their phone bill, who have expensive Monet, Chateau, French tastes, you know, the fancy, exquisite stuff. You know what I'm saying? The word exquisite, you know what I mean? Like, these $20 words, and they're a $5 person. It's crazy. But you Leos can't really get so bent out of shape about it. Just accept it for what it is and just laugh at it when it happens. Continue to come out here. Continue to get to know other people. You Leos are worth it. Peace.